Hi guys, did Ann Widdecombe phone into the Jeremy Vine show using a fake name to protect Nigel Farage or at least defend him when it came to this storm in a teacup that's taken place between the Reform UK leader and the Secretary of State for Technology, Peter Kyle? So Christine here supports the government, but at the same time supports Nigel Farage. Have a listen to this confusion.
Christine's in Cambridgeshire. Christine, does Nigel Farage deserve an apology from Peter Kyle?
He certainly does. And more than that, this Peter Kyle should be sacked and he should not be representing this country.
So Peter Kyle should be sacked because he misrepresented Nigel Farage's position? Is that why he should be sacked? Because Nigel Farage has no problem misrepresenting other people's positions. We saw it recently when it came to the leader of the Scottish Labour Party. Remember, he spoke for about 10-15 minutes about the role of the Pakistani community in Scotland and in the UK. And Farage and Reform edited down to make it sound like he only cared about Pakistani people and not British people. Now, Farage has yet to apologise for that, and he hasn't resigned over it.
As a minister in this actual land, I think it's disgraceful how he's spoken of Nigel Farage, and it's just desperation. Everybody in the Labour government are so desperate to keep Nigel Farage out of the picture.
What do you mean, keep him out of the picture? Like, if you talk about him, he's going to respond. So they're not desperate to keep him out of the picture. They're trying to push back against him. They're trying to humiliate him. They're trying to associate him with unsavory figures. They believe that this will work. I don't know if it will work, but it's not about keeping him out of the picture. Keeping him out of the picture would be ignoring him.
I mean, it's pathetic, and we can see it.
Christine, both the Tory party and the Labour Party were behind this act. It's taken years to get it to where it is, to make it right. And if Peter Kyle feels strongly enough about protecting our kids from people like Jimmy Savile, why shouldn't he just say that?
Why? It's as simple as this. You have to separate the two. You cannot include Nigel Farage in whatever he's doing. I agree with what they're doing. I think it's an excellent idea because, I've got grandchildren, so I like to think that they're being protected.
Christine, Nigel Farage is going to repeal the Act, so that protection won't be there. The responsibility on tech platforms will not be there.
He'll put plenty of other protection in.
Farage is going to repeal the act if he becomes Prime Minister. He's already said that. And you're saying, well, that's okay because he's going to he's going to put in something even better. But he said he's going to repeal it. He hasn't presented something better. So this is the problem with being in a cult. Nigel Farage can never do anything wrong. Even though I agree with something in principle, the policy of the Labour Party and the Conservatives, this bill, even though I agree with it, because Nigel Farage disagrees with it, well, I have to believe that Nigel Farage will come up with something better. I have no evidence to back up that claim, but I'm going to believe in it because he's the Messiah.
He'll have other ways of dealing with it.
He hasn't committed to such.
Yes, I think I agree with Nigel Farage on the fact that these ways that the government are dealing with it, they are just to quieten anybody down.
Okay, but I thought you agreed with it. You said a moment ago that you agreed with the bill. You agreed with the online safety bill. And now you're saying, well, because Nigel Farage disagrees with it, I'm going to start punching holes in it. Well, he's right because it doesn't do enough, or it's. Well, then, do you support it or not?
Who has a different view to the government at the moment? It's so obvious, and they think we don't understand.
Okay,
it shines out. They're scared.
Oh my goodness. This is what I'm talking about when I say a cult. People will believe things, and then as soon as Nigel Farage says, I disagree, then they'll be like, oh, well, then we better go with what Nigel says. They're going to believe that Nigel Farage is going to do something, even though he has said he's not going to do anything. He hasn't come forward with an alternative plan. He's just saying, I'm going to repeal it. I'm against stuff. That's the whole... And Farage doesn't need to come up with policies. All he has to do is wait for the government to crash and burn. And that's his plan. Why disturb your enemy when they're making a mistake? This is the whole approach he's taken. And it's the right approach. If he starts rolling out policies, they will be criticised. They will be scrutinised in the media, hopefully. All he has to do is sit back and say, I would do it better. It's worked for him on a number of occasions. It worked for him when it came to Brexit. It worked for him in 2019. It's worked for him recently as well. He doesn't actually have to really present anything. Just sit back and say, I would do it better. And he knows that there's a cult following who will always believe he will. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.